It's me, Mario!
Good day, people, and welcome to another episode of Four Brothers in a Basement. I am your host, Fox Dorsey, and joined with me today we have Will Dorsey, Lex Dorsey, and Double O Riser.
Nobody said nothing.
No, I guess not. On today's show, we're going to talk about Pax East. After that, we're going to jump into the Gears of War Judgement and give you the top 5 games or genres that you're least likely to encounter black person. I know it sounds horrible, but there are some genres that black people just don't play. But first things first, let's see what everybody's been playing. Lex, what you been playing?
I have been playing this lovely game right here, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And yes, I am going to get the Wii U version.
Double O, what you been playing?
Well, I'm a big boy, so I've been playing the actual big boy one.
That's all I can have right now, okay? Jesus.
And I've been playing this with some guy over here. We got tape.
Will, what you been playing?
Well, unlike these guys, I've been playing StarCraft. Something that actually requires you to think outside of your...
What's Monster Hunter?
Cracking, slashing, whatever you guys
Well,
do.
while Will is over here insulting gamers all around the world, PAX East was this past weekend, and for those of us who don't really know what PAX East is, Will was one of them. You know what? Actually, we're not going to lie, we really didn't know much about PAX East until we looked into it, and I have to tell you that PAX East has something for every gamer. Now, it's not your traditional, normal convention. To me, PAX East is what Lollapalooza is to music. It's a culture of what the video game industry is. It's a meeting place of all gamers. PAX East was actually started by Penny Arcade. They're an independent company who started a web comic series. And so their web comic series just grew and grew and grew and took off. And they were actually one of the very first successful companies who can actually make a living off of their webcomic series. But so they had this idea to hold a convention with different gamers and just celebrate games all together. And so that started in 2004. It just grew and grew and grew until they decided, okay, let's move it from Bellevue, Washington to where they had it. And so they split it, and now they do a show in Boston as well as in Seattle. They also do a show in Australia, so that just shows you, yeah, they actually do a show in Australia. So that just shows you how big, PAX has gotten. And so PAX, like I said, has something for everyone. And so it really consists of different indie games and indie developers coming and holding different panels and actually showing off their games. And some of the panels that I saw, didn't get to see, but if you go online, they did a stream that you can see some of their panels. And some of the panels that caught my eye, some of them they didn't show, they couldn't show all of them, but just a few, just to name a few. One panel was called Nerdcore Hip Hop Rising Up. Another one was called Games Journalism in the Age of Independence. Another one was called Designing to Be Good. Then another panel called Halo 4 Multiplayer Past, Present, and Future. And so these panels really just dive into the culture of the video game industry and talks about different topics that we as an industry are facing, from violence to education to how we're perceived in the media to how racism and sexism is depicted in video games. So if you really don't know what PAX is, you really just go ahead and take a second to look into it. If you have an opportunity to actually go to a PAX convention, it's probably going to be one of the greatest experiences that you probably ever have as a gamer. They also hold tournaments, and this is another thing that caught my eye. Now I know, Double O, you were able to see one of their panelists.
Yeah, actually, one of the panels I got to saw was the BioShock Infinite one. How they created Elizabeth. That's coming out this Tuesday. Just want to throw that out for you guys. Review on Friday. No, but I did see the developers and explanation of how they created Elizabeth, which is one of the main characters in the game that you have to pretty much save. Booker DeWitt, as we all know, are the character we're controlling. And it was actually kind of it was just really got into my mind, like, wow, they do a lot for these games. The time they put behind it, the effort, the emotions. I I was kind of stunned by it, and I did start looking at a couple other things. Another thing I saw, but he saw, was
The Smash Brothers tournament.
Yeah,
Yes.
so let's go ahead and talk about the tournament that you saw.
Now, first off, the tournament was so big they had to do it in different groups, which was surprising. I was like, it was that big? Like, this is really gotta be fun. Oh, it's like words that you can't explain. Different gamers coming in one room just to play an old school game like Smash Brothers. It's heartwarming to me, and I got to see many different people. There's actually even girls playing too at the same time in different groups. And I was surprised at that. I was like, wow, you got women playing it, you got different age groups playing it. I was heartfelt. And then they had different tournaments too. They had what was it, the Kirby Classic?
Kirby Classic Collection.
For 64!
Classic.
And so what I really liked about PAX East is that they don't just do, the here and now console tournaments. So they have classic tournaments like what Lex said with the Kirby's collection. They also did, and I wish I could have been there because there are some people out there who are still talking. Let me just zoom in real quick. There are some people who are still talking garbage about 007 GoldenEye. Now here at Four Brothers in the Basement, we take that very seriously, and so they held a GoldenEye tournament, which I'm upset that I couldn't be a part of because we all know. It is what it is, but
we don't know what that means.
Geometry Wars. So PAX East, like we said before, PAX East is the Lollapalooza of video games. It's where gamers go and they can actually get hands-on time with games, talk to developers one-on-one. There was actually a panel where you got 45 seconds to pitch your game idea, and it was hilarious because I heard one pitch for a game about cats mating, and they need to get the different stats right, and it was called Catastrophe. They laughed at her and told her no, but it was funny. So, right, if you get a chance to go to PAX,
Sound like an RPG. I want to play.
if you get a chance to go to Boston to PAX East next year, be on the lookout for Pax Prime. That's coming up in Seattle later on, sometime I think beginning of fall. Gears of War Judgment Day released about a week ago, probably 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about where Gears of War is going, because when I heard Judgment Day was coming out, I wasn't that excited about it. Everyone was kind of through with Gears of War after the third one. Yeah, I got the third one. I played just a little bit of it. I know I didn't give it that much of a chance, but there was really nothing new to me there. The story in 3. The story throughout the first 3 Gears wasn't all that exciting. That's not the reason why you play. But to me, Gears was kind of getting stale, stagnant. Judgment Day is here, and it's kind of a energy booster. But I think it's too late. What do you guys think about? I know Urkel got hands-on times with Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, I did play through it. You know what? Honestly, the one downside through Gears of War Judgment is the campaign doesn't seem long. The campaign is set around the 4 co-op players that you guys get to play as, but they're each one giving their own testimony of what's happened in the past up to where they're at right now, which is important. And me and Fox right here got a chance to play a little bit of the co-op, and it just seemed too short in my opinion. Especially because we both had it on hardcore.
Yeah.
It was just, we blew, I think we have about 4 hours of footage of us playing it, but I think we got to the 4th testimony. And I'm thinking to myself, Gears of War 2 was one of the best Gears, and it was outrageously long.
Yes.
I don't know what's
So,
in that stuff.
some of the new mechanics that they
Didn't make for
added
optimal
into
soldiering.
Judgment Day isn't really a lot. It visually looks way better than any of the other Gears. There's more color inserted into this Gears, whereas the previous ones were dark and grayish. Another new thing that I liked was the declassified missions. So it's just these giant red gear symbols that you see on the wall before you encounter, let's say, a wave of enemies at a point in the game. You go, you click on it, it tells you, oh, if you do such and such in a certain amount of time, you'll get more stars. I thought that was good, but other than that, there was really, Judgment Day, you can wait on it. It's my opinion. Wait for it to go down $30. Get it for $30. Get 4 people to get it with you. I think that's probably the best way that you're gonna get a lot of fun out of this game. If you have more people playing it.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of fun out of it. But honestly, just get two people play on one screen, play on the other screen. I wouldn't suggest everybody to go buy it.
Yeah.
This is almost no buy to a possible win.
Yeah, and really to me it's really because they took out horde mode.
And so what made me
and I know like the mode they have in now is still fun, but I miss horde mode. That's what I play years ago. It's horde mode. We're running out of time, so let's quickly give you the top 5 genres and video games that you're less likely to see a black person play. You just won't see us in these games. Sorry, people.
except for me.
Our first game, and I know this is probably a stereotype, but hey, you're not going to see black people playing it. Any NHL or NASCAR game. We're just not going to play hockey. We're
I
just
don't
not going
see
to play
the
NASCAR.
point of rolling in a circle for 200 miles trying to pass up people
Now that's just because
in a circle.
he's not a driver, but I know it's exciting to some people. You're just not going to encounter a lot of black people.
I heard you don't do right turns.
You're not going to see or encounter black people in strategy games. This means Lord of the Rings
I
Battle for
love
Middle-earth.
that game. When
Lex, Will.
We bought this game
we
together,
both bought
and we played.
The only 2
Online.
black people you're going to see online playing this
You
game.
see only half of the
when
group
you
right
get
here.
when you get 4 good players to play that game and you
Yes.
actually get rules down and you
Awesome.
play, it's fun.
It's just someone breaks the rules, and that means
Builder simulators are number 3. Builder simulators. SimCity, you're not going to find black people building no city.
I had it, I
Well,
was
let me rephrase this.
Did you get it?
No.
Can
Not
I
black
rephrase this? Not black men. Maybe black women. I know a couple black women who do play sim games, but black men, no.
Wait, I played Sims 3.
Number 4,
Men.
That's what I'm talking about.
MMOs. You're not going to find a lot of black people
Yes,
on
you will.
MMOs.
Well,
We're like
How
rare
many black
species.
people have you encountered in Lord of the Rings? Battle online. See, there's too many Lord of the Rings games.
What is it? Combat, Alpha Middle Earth.
And the sad part is you're not going to see a lot of black people in any of these Lord of the Rings games. You're just not going to see them.
Swords, it's just not what I do.
Was that 4? That was 4.
Yeah.
Our last genre or video game that you're not going to see black people play, JRPGs. We just don't play them. They look weird. There's always some crazy love scene with characters.
Wait a minute.
We don't have time for that. We just want to go in and shoot stuff. You can't
I
shoot
like
stuff
story mode.
in JRPGs.
And JRPG storylines.
Yeah,
I love
and turn-based.
Fire.
And turn-based doesn't even look appealing.
hey,
Earth.
you know.
But still, that's the point that I tell everybody.
That's our time for today. Remember, there's a gamer in all of us. Oh, before we go quickly, I just want to say BioShock. Yes.
Tuesday.
There's a gamer of all of us. You just need the right game.
Apparently it's all shooters because that's all.
Let me play more.
And we leave off on C4.